Hey there, this is Cross.
And I'm PJ.
And I'm Tim.
And I'm Andrew.
And we make up Atomic Pylon Media. You might be wondering who these other two fools are. They are PJ, of course, and my co-conspirators in producing this fine podcast. You're listening to Words and Whiskey. Why don't the two of you, before we start, give us a quick intro?
Hey, Mike Goodman. Yeah, so I have been the guy in the chair for Words and Whiskey for a little while. I do the website hosting. I'm a Linux nerd. That's basically my entire identity. I like 3D printing, sci-fi, games, movies. I'm a recent Red Rising convert, and I'm really excited to talk about the grab bag of things on my show.
I think it would be inappropriate if we moved on to me without first talking about the Linux nerd part. What did we just spend 30 minutes doing?
Yeah, it's fine. So there's this new thing called Pipewire. Cut me off whenever you're ready. I was trying to use that instead of Pulse Audio. And then ALSA, which is in the mix, did not like that. And my Audacity wasn't working. So, hey, we live on the edge here.
and I'm Andy. And just so everyone's aware, I make the sounds happen. I occasionally edit some of the podcast, but predominantly I'm in the mixing portion of things. So I make everybody sound loud and gorgeous. I take PJ's sultry baritone tones and Cross's whining bitch tones and turn them into something listenable for all of you. I'm kind of an audio nerd in the same sense that he's a Linux nerd. I have the same sort of interest in terms of producing stuff. I'm mostly a musician, and we'll get more into that in a little bit.
Before we move from that, I have to say my favorite thing that you do when you edit is when there's a thing in one of the episodes where PJ says that he's just some pop punk loser, and then you totally cut in some guitar. It was great. So every time you do that, I love it. So please keep doing it.
Well, thank you. My favorite was I tuned Crossland and then dubbed him with a saxophone.
Oh, yeah. The Careless Whisper.
Yeah.
I heard that a little bit ago. That's awesome.
That one was amazing. I forgot about that.
Yeah, so all that you have Andrew to thank for all that stuff.
You got to have a little bit of fun every once in a while.
It really is terrible before he touches it. It's dog shit.
Before the saxophone. It's entirely untrue.
Saxophone makes everything better. But let's dive into the meat of all of what we're talking about. So, as you know, Words and Whiskey is a long-form podcast. We mostly focus on fantasy and science fiction novels and short stories. Crossland likes to read. PJ doesn't. That kind of gives us a cool collision of worlds perspective on things. But both of us drink a lot, and it's through that drinking problem together that we make some fun content. So
wait, I thought it was a Red Rising and sour beer podcast.
Yep, that's it. It's sour beer and Red Rising. That's all we talk about ever. It's actually pretty true recently. Crossland mostly runs that show. I don't think that's acceptable at all. I need to have more control. So I am taking this shit over permanently. That's why we're all here. This is actually an intervention against Crossland. We're cutting you out.
Wait a second. That's just really not the case. That's not the case at all. We're here to talk about our Patreon that we're launching.
Oh, well, that too.
Yeah, I mean, maybe at the end you can talk me out of this whole arrangement after all the work that's been put in. That'll be fine.
You're about to be Zuckerberged.
I am about to be Zuckerberged right out. So we are kicking off a Patreon, of course, for a number of reasons. One, to help us pay for the hosting costs and some of the upkeep costs for both Andrew and Tim. Also to pay them for the work that they do for us, because as mentioned, they do a lot of work for us.
I don't need that. I want the plugins.
Right. All the sexy plugins.
I like the plugins.
And it also helps us do really cool, fun new things. It helps us market the show, get it into more ears, helps us do more fun giveaways, fuels a lot of that kind of stuff for us. And it's also going to allow for us to cover more things faster in other contexts. So we'll get into that in just a second. But just to provide a little bit of color, that's really kind of our plan. And we've got a whole kind of layout of stuff to talk to you about.
Yeah. At the moment, we have 3 tiers. And I think we should run through them quickly. Tim, what is the first one?
Okay. Are you guys ready for this? So I was thinking long and hard, how do I want to talk about this? Tier 1, not to be confused with Pier 1 imports. Forever in our hearts. Coronavirus.
Are they all closed?
Evil bitch.
Yeah.
Like every single one is gone. Where will I get a flight water?
To be honest, I looked up Pier 1 before this, so that way I could know whether or not this is like a on culture joke. And then I saw they closed during pandemic, so it's like perfect. But anyways, Tier 1, not Pier 1. It's just a single bartender. So this is our base tier. It's $3. It will get you access to Discord, and you'll be labeled barback as your status. You're going to get a thank you on our website, and you'll get credit as a barback for the episodes that you back. Finally, you will get to vote on drink polls. So what Cross and PJ drink in the main feed.
Yeah, perfect. So it's just kind of the entry level community tier. It's a great thing to show some support and really kind of help us cover the bases. And we hope that you get a lot out of the community side of things. So the next tier is I'll Have a Double, Sir. And it's $7. This is the tier I think you want to get in at. Here is where you're getting the most value for your dollars, the most bang for your buck, as they say. You get everything from the previous tier, plus 3 additional monthly podcasts, the occasional Devil's Cut bonus episode of Words and Whiskey with all of our tangents and extras, and the ability to elect alcohol to the formerly mentioned polls for the community to vote on for us to drink. So that's 4 extra shows a month at minimum if we don't do more bonus episodes. And beyond that, I think it's best if we have the other hosts of the other podcasts introduce their shows.
You know, the first one is called Hardpan, and it features Cross and myself arguing about artists and their careers. Cross and I have spent many a drunken evening in backyards screaming at each other about how we feel about music, and we thought it'd be fun to bring that to your audience. So we'll be screaming about, which pop punk band sounds better. A few examples that I would speak to are Katy Perry versus Paramore, Blink-182 versus Seaway, Goldfinger versus Bowling for Soup. Basically, we will empirically rate the bands as if we had any status to do so, and then tell you who you should like more and why.
Or who Andrew likes more and why.
Fuck you.
All right, second show.
Oh, sorry. I was getting distracted. I had a jelly bean in my pocket.
What flavor was it? Was it one of the Harry Potter ones? Like, was it like what flavor?
Oh, come on.
No, that's a good Red Rising meme.
We'll just move on. We'll just move on. Yeah. So our second show is Speculative Knowledge. This is going to be a show with Cross and I. And for some episodes, we might bring on a guest to provide more flavor. Because as we all know, Red Rising is all about cooking. So we need more flavor in the second podcast.
Yeah.
So Speculative Knowledge, it's a bit paradoxical in its name. Has kind of 2 meanings, I suppose, or we're speculative and have knowledge. So what does that really mean? So Cross and I are not really experts in everything or anything, probably be more accurate. So we'll have a wide variety of subjects. We'll probably get a little philosophical. We'll talk about some life skills. A really good thing that Cross and I talk about a lot is goal setting. We'll probably dive into some technology. And then I would also expect a lot of talk about games and media. Recently, both of us have played Doom Eternal, and we definitely have some spicy takes on that.
Yeah, there's no debate there whatsoever. I have liquid fire hot garbage takes on that game. Very, very excited. Also, like another example is like we're going to watch Love, Death, and Robots this weekend. So it's another perfect thing to throw in the mental list, depending on how it is, I guess.
I am ready for an existential crisis.
PJ, last show.
Yes. Last but not least, we have the show that I am actually leading and actually taking over on. So I wanted to have a little bit fun with the name. I went with PJ's Symposium of Media and Whimsy. It is a show where I get to lead and discuss whatever the hell I want with Crossland. He has to suffer through it like I do with Words and Whiskey. Not that I'm suffering. I really, really, really fucking enjoy it, which is why we've continued. But we have recorded the first episode and we discuss one of my favorite movies of all time, Big Trouble in Little China.
And that episode is fucking gold, might I say. I think it's the best thing we've ever recorded. It's like, yep. I'm so glad we got to have that conversation in front of a microphone because I'd been avoiding watching that movie for so long. And you finally had a way to pull me over the finish line and get me to do it, which is It was fantastic. So no debate, very fun. So you get at this tier, you get the 3 podcasts, you get the bonus episodes, you get to contribute to our drink list and polls on the show, and you get the website credit plus Discord access. It's a crazy amount of content for $7 a month.
And that leaves the final tier, Cross.
A round for the house on me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A round for the house on me. And that's for $10. The only place you can get the entire house a round for $10 is on our Patreon. At $10, you get everything from the previous tiers, a community game night, and once a month, Words and Whiskey social hour. And if PJ wouldn't mind, I would love for you to describe what that entails.
I would love to describe what that entails. So the Words and Whiskey Social Hour is, as mentioned, once a month. It is a curated live Ask Me Anything style event. We'll select a theme. A few days ahead of time, we'll send out a list of cocktails and ingredients for the show. So during that presentation, we'll make the cocktail with you and drink it with you. And then we'll be discussing whatever the theme is directly with everybody in sort of I don't know exactly what kind of chat, video, voice, text, probably not text. We'll
be on video.
Text group chat. Nice.
We'll be on video.
We'll be on video. So it'll be a fun way to sort of chat with us about things that we love and maybe things that you love. So for instance, we might do Watchmen as a theme and probably create a list with the Dr. Manhattan cocktail, and we'll just kind of chat about superheroes or anti-heroes or whatever you want to call them.
Vite did nothing wrong.
Vite did nothing wrong. There we go. That's the first take.
He would be a good gold.
True.
Absolutely.
Hey, Tim, would you mind talking about some stickers and coasters?
Oh, okay. So here's another thing I thought about all day, right? Like first month sign up, we're giving stickers and coasters. So here's the breakdown. Did you get a rock chip in your car? Put a sticker on it. It's great. I've seen the stickers. They're awesome. They look so much better than a rock chip.
Save you thousands of dollars in like fucking body work and paint jobs. Like that's what it's all about.
Insert disclaimer here.
Coasters, they're great. I can hardly pronounce that word, but you know those little rings you get on a wooden table? No more. It's great. If you're gonna like have some Lagavulin with Cassius, you got to put that glass right on a coaster.
If you're going to have an apple teeny from a bag from the freezer section, use it for that too.
There you go. Either way, use the
What are those called? Dailies? Dailies, yes.
Dailies. Oh no.
Tim, if I already have those little rings on my wooden table, could I put a sticker over it?
You know what, PJ? You absolutely could.
Perfect.
Yeah, so signing up within the first 30 days, you get both a sticker and a coaster.
We do have one other thing, right?
Yeah. So there's one more thing as well, just to tag it in for those who listened here early. You're hearing the announcement here first. Here. 4 million times. We're going to be giving away a Subterranean Press edition of Dark Age, signed by Pierce Brown. I mean, all of them are technically signed. There's only 750 of these, and I can't believe that I'm actually giving one away. It just to me rattles the brain, but we're super excited to do so. Of course, it's to commemorate the launch of our Patreon, as well as everything else that we've got going on this month, because there's a lot of different things that are going to be coming at you. So look for the details on our Instagram and Twitter in the near future. I will tell you it will involve either an Apple Podcast review or signing up for our Patreon. So rules to come and follow on our socials.
So really quick, out of curiosity, Cross, when you said Pierce Brown, why didn't you just say Pierce?
That's a good question.
Because you always say Pierce on the podcast like you know Pierce Brown personally. Is that accurate?
That's true. No. I mean, he responds on Instagram sometimes.
Like he's your BFF though, right? Like you're like, hey, Pierce boy, what's up?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I was going to say Piercy boy is the truly friendly way of talking to him.
That is the one that we adopted, I think, in Morningstar going forward.
Piercy boy? I remember that.
It's definitely happened a couple of times. Oh man, so that's going to be the entire thing for the Patreon show. So glad to have you all on board, and really excited to present all of this new content with our new co-hosts.
Yay, more friends.
Bye now. Woo!
Bye now.
Live for more.